Hello and a very good everyone. So today we will learn on how we can actually prepare a two-page report in Power BI. If you look carefully in this database, we do have date column, Apple product models, sales method, cities, Apple product categories, countries, region, and sales USD. So we have about more than 50,000 rows, and in this particular database what I want to do is I want to prepare a two-page report that I want to show the sales transaction from January up to December, and I want to know which product dominates the market, and of course I want to know from the country's perspective, from the product perspective, and so on. So let's get started. So now what I need to do is I need to open my Power BI desktop. I go to blank report and I need to click import data from Excel. So once I click over here, you will notice a box will appear. So you need to know where you save your file. Apparently, I save my file in the downloads under 26 December. And then I press open. So once I press open, you will notice that a box will appear. They will ask you, what is the worksheet you want to choose? So in this case, the name of my worksheet is raw data. Why raw data? Because if you look over here, the name of this worksheet is raw data, and apparently over here it's raw data. Bear in mind, if just say you never select this, you are not able to press load and transform data. So you need to tick this box over here. So when you press load, automatically the data will be loaded to Power BI. But when you press transform data, what happens is it will go to Power Query Editor. So I'm going to click on transform data and it will be navigated to Power Query Editor. So we just want to actually understand what is Power Query. So now if you look here carefully, this is Power Query Editor. We have the date column, the product models, and we have all the sales data and so on. But if you notice carefully, what is this icon over here? This icon will determine what is the column format. Basically, date, if you notice, this appears in a date format. ABC, ABC, ABC indicates that particular column is a text column. Meaning to say, all these contains letter, words, perkataan. So, perkataan or huruf in Malay, it means that this particular data, they contains letter. Some data can be like invoice 001, alphanumeric, it's also considered as text. However, if just say this particular column has 1, 2, 3, it means that particular column is a number column. So now, what I want to do is, if I want to go back to my Power BI, I just press close and apply. So by pressing close and apply, you will notice that it will take some time to load. Why it will take some time to load? Because it will actually calculate how many rows, how many columns, whether got relationship, and so many things. So that's why depending on number of rows, that's why it will take some time. So now this is our worksheet raw data. When I expand over here, you will notice here got the date calendar icon. Why? Because this calendar icon indicates that particular column is a date column. So when I expand and expand, so you have the year and so on. And this cumulative sign indicates that particular column is a numbers column. So what I want to do is basically I want to choose a clustered column chart. I just click over here. So we have a clustered column chart, and what I want to do is I just want to tick the month and I want to take the sales. So from here, what I can actually understand is, so this is my sales report. Let me just adjust accordingly. Okay, so we do have a sales report, and if just say you want to know the data label, you can just go to this format your visual and you can just turn on the data label, and just like that you can understand, okay, you got 3.8, 3.5, 3.7 and so many things. And if just say you want 2 decimal places, what you can do is you can just go to the value section. Under value, you can just put to 2 decimal places. And just like that, we can understand, okay, 3.75, 3.47, 3.71 and so on. So from here, what we can actually understand is, we can understand the trending of the sales from January up to December. So apparently what we can understand is, December has the lowest sales. And if let's say you want to put a line, that means you can go to add further analysis, and you can just go to the average line and then you add line. So from here, it will show, okay, which line, whether it's exceed and so on. So this line can represent a threshold, whether it's below average or above average or below a ceiling point or above a ceiling point and so on. So what this indicates is, apparently what we can understand is February month and December, it's below average. And if just say you want to actually improvise the line, you can actually improvise over here. You can actually increase the transparency, or you can actually make it 0% so it can be seen clearly. And if just say you want a solid line, you can just click over here, you can just choose a solid line. And if just say you want to change the color of the particular graph or column bars, what you can do is you go to columns and you can choose the color accordingly. So I'll just choose this dark blue. So from here we can understand. So this is how it looks like. So from January to November, we can see it's like almost average, below average and so on. But however, for December, we can see it looks obvious, sangat ketara, whereby December has lower sales. So this is where you can actually investigate why and so on. And if just say you want to improvise the data label, what you can do is under the data labels, you can go to the values and you can just put it in a black color. So just like that, you can actually understand, okay, what's and so on. And if just say you want to change the x-axis, y-axis into black color, so you can just do the same. So I change this to black color. X-axis means the horizontal line, so this one will change to black color. And the y-axis, that means the vertical line over here, you can also change this to a black color as well. So I'm going to change this to black color. Okay, so now we are completed. But if just say you want to change the title, because sum of sales by month, maybe you want to put total sales from January to December. So you can go to general, you go to title, and you can just put it over here, total sales from Jan to December. And then you can put USD, millions or USD and so on. So now it looks better. And if you want to align center, you can just put it over here. So it will be aligned center and you can just choose a black color. And there you go. If you want bold, up to you. So done. So now we have the column chart, which can actually give us an understanding what is the performance from January up to December. The next thing what I want to do is basically I want to create a matrix. Where is matrix? Matrix is over here. Click the matrix. So matrix, I'm going to put it down over here. Okay, so just put it down. So here we have a clustered column chart. Here we have a matrix. So the months I'm going to put at the columns. So here we have the month January up to December. I'm going to take the sales. So when I take the sales, we can see the numbers and so on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Apple product categories, put it at the rows. So right now, what you can see is you can see the numbers. But if just say you want 1,000 separator, you just click on the perkataan, you just click on the word. You click on the word. Once you click on the word, over here there is a comma. So you click on the comma. So apparently what happened is it will show us the 1,000 separator. And if you want to increase the size, you go to format your visual and you can go to the values. You can just put here the size of 13. So 13 means it will increase the size. You can do the same for the row and also column as well. So I'm going to do the same for column header. I put it as 13. Okay, and then after that for row header, I'm going to put it as 13. Okay, so now this is how it looks like. But if just say you don't want the total, what you can do is the column total, you just off. So now it looks better. So this is how you can actually play around. And you can just play around with the size. So maybe I don't want 13, I just put 12. Okay, so 12 looks better. And column header, so I just put 12. And row headers also, I just put 12. So now it looks better. Okay, more improvised. And the layout, you can just change accordingly, up to you, whether you want to put minimal or whether you want to put alternating rows. So this is alternating rows, or you can just choose flashy rows and so on. That is actually up to you, up to the preference. So I'm going to just choose minimal. So this is the minimal data. And maybe for the column header, what I want to do is I want to put the center align. So I just go to column header and I want to align to the center. Okay, so now it looks better. So this one, it can give you a story. That means like year 3.75, here is 3.75. So what we can actually deduce from here is basically we can reduce this particular visual gives us an understanding the trending from January up to December. But this visual, it will give us an understanding basically the story behind the numbers, the breakdown actually. So here we can actually understand. What's next? Next is I want to create a visual. So a visual means what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here a slicer. Okay, we have a slicer over here and I want to choose first thing based on region. So we have several regions like Africa, Americas, APAC, Europe, Middle East. So this is a thing and so on. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to this format your visual, slicer settings, and I want to put as a tile format. So now this tile format will be like this. But if just say you want drop down, you can just drop down as well. It will appear like this. But if you want to increase the size, amend the size, you go to values, you can put here 20, you want to put here 15, up to you. So slicer header, so I'll do the same, I'll put here 20. So right now we do have a slicer over here. Just let me just adjust accordingly. Alright, so I'm going to adjust this and yeah, maybe this one I'll just reduce a little. Okay, so here we do have a slicer. So this is for the region, and let me just copy this. And this one I'm going to unselect the region, and I want to select for dedicated for countries. So this is for countries, and copy and paste. So we do have another visual, and this one is for dedicated for cities. So we can just play around. So just say we choose any cities, so we can get an understanding. So Abu Dhabi, and yeah, we can see the understandings and so on. So just say Adelaide, or maybe we want to choose Albany, or maybe Alexandria. Up to us. Which one you want to choose, that's up to you. And if just say you want to choose maybe dedicated for APAC, Asian Pacific, so we can get an understanding what is the story and so on. So this is how you can actually play around with the data. We can actually understand. The purpose of this visual is to give us a trending. The purpose of this visual is to give us a breakdown, the story behind the numbers. And interesting part is, if just say I were to select maybe APAC, and maybe I just want to select, since I'm from Malaysia, so I'm going to select Malaysia, and I want to select a particular state. Maybe I choose Kota Kinabalu. So from here, we can actually understand the data. So we can see like October got 99, September got 298. So suddenly if they say your manager want to investigate why September got 298, so what you can do is you can just press right click, use your mouse, press right click, show data point as a table. So when you click over here, so it will show you all the transaction that happens for September month for Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia. So apparently how we get the 298 is basically of these two items, Magic Keyboard and Airport. So this is how we can actually investigate. So just say